Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? I'm doing good. I got the new helmet finally, and I have some bad news. Not about the helmet's great, but I'm gonna have to part ways with my bike. Oh no, not this one. This one, Aria, she's staying. But Lola, guys, I'm gonna have to sell Lola. I don't need two bikes around. So if you or anybody you know would be interested in a 1999 Honda CBR 600 F4, let me know in the comments below, guys. You know, and it's not that I don't like Lola. I love Lola. She was my heart and my soul for 6 years. But I finally upgraded to a more appropriate bike for me, and I just can't put a grasp on owning two bikes. I don't really have the space. I can afford it. I mean, licensing Lola is only 50 bucks a year, dude, and the insurance is cheap, but for me it was like 25, 27 bucks a month. It's really cheap, and that's for full coverage, extended, like underinsured motorist, uninsured motorist. That way, if I were involved in something and it was their fault and they didn't have insurance, like, I would be covered. Because I worked far too long in the towing industry cleaning up accidents and witnessed firsthand how many of you idiots out there in your cars don't have insurance. Yeah, I'm never not going to have the underinsured and uninsured motorist coverage on my insurance. Y'all think I'm stupid or something? So what can I tell you about Lola, guys? Lola is a 1999 CBR 600 F4. Like I said, 600 cc's. She is a fantastic bike. I would almost go and say that, like, she's gonna be a great beginner bike. That's what she was for me. I never rode anything other than a little Yamaha PW50 dirt bike, single speed, throttle and gas. That's all you had, no shifting gears. And I went with the 600 cc sport bike because everybody that goes with a 250 or a 300, they end up outgrowing it and want something bigger and better like 2 or 3 months in. And you don't want to go buy a bike that's going to be outdated that quick. I mean, we're not talking a cell phone here. I mean, we're talking about a best friend. We're talking about a girlfriend. Lola could be your new partner for life, or at least for a few years. She's been incredibly reliable for me over the last 6 years. The only issues I ever had was there were a couple spots where like wires got pinched and they would short out fuses and I'd like lose my dash lights or something, but I think I got those all fixed. If you were to buy Lola, man, everything's incredibly easy to get to on that bike. It's the older models, like they didn't tuck things away too incredibly bad, so you can find things, you can follow the wiring pretty darn easy. And other than that, she's been great. She does like to eat the battery if you let it sit over the winter and don't hook it up to a tender, but you know, that's user error, not bike error. She's got some decently high miles. I don't know if it's 23,000 or 27,000. I know when I bought her 6 years ago, she had 13.5 on her, and I know I put at least 10,000 miles on her, and you know, she runs just as good as she did the day I got her. You know, and she doesn't look perfect, but she looks good. I got the wheels recently painted, which you guys saw in a previous video. I painted all the plastics flat black. I got the green and black seat to match everything else, and you know, all together she looks really, really nice, other than the fact that there are minor little imperfections, but that's gonna be there on a bike that's 20 years old. And on top of being reliable, she's, you know, pocket friendly, cost effective. You know, it takes like $12 to fill up a tank of gas, and I get around 130 to 150 miles in town. That's like 40 miles to the gallon about. You know, I think on tanks of gas where I was kind of going hard on it, I would get down in the lower 30s, like 32 to 35 miles to the gallon. But then on highway rides, I got up around 50, dude. It was like 45, 46. So that's crazy thinking about the range that you can get on that little 4.5 gallon tank, man. It's pretty neat. And her sound, she doesn't sound quite as good as Aria does, but now that I got that Dan Moto M2K slip-on exhaust, she sounds fantastic. And I know that if you were to take her home as your longtime lover, that you guys would have a great relationship and you would just love the way she sounds. And you're probably wondering, like, how much are you gonna sell her for, Zero? Like, You gonna sell it for cheap, like a couple $100? Well, not quite that cheap. I haven't quite figured it out yet. I'm going to make it very reasonably priced when I put her up for sale officially. You know, because Kelly Blue Book, I think, has her priced at 1999 CBR 600 F4 anyway. Has trade-in value estimated about $1,200 to $1,400, I think, give or take, around $1,000. We'll just say $1,000. But then I was extremely shocked that to buy from a dealer, like new sale, the bike's worth like $2,400 or $2,600, and I'm not gonna put her up for sale for that top end. I'm thinking somewhere in the middle, because while she's great, she's not perfect, and she's not, you know, dealer price worthy, even though I think she is. She's my bread and butter, at least she was for 6 years. You know what it really boils down to, guys, is I want Lola to go to a good home, you know? Like, as long as I know she's gonna get taken care of, and everybody who gets a chance to enjoy her gets that full privilege and full able ability to just enjoy the hell out of her. You know, and one of my worst fears is that if I do sell her, when I do sell her, I guess I should say, because I'm gonna do it, but one of my worst fears is like selling her to somebody local, and then I end up seeing a report of like a motorcycle accident, and the rider was either being stupid and got in a wreck, or like wasn't being stupid, it wasn't their fault, and they get really injured. Like, I would feel terrible being somewhat responsible for them ending up with that kind of outcome. In reality, you know, I wouldn't be fully responsible, you know, like, it's kind of the user's own risk. You buy a motorcycle, you take that upon yourself, but I personally know that I would feel bad. And I also don't want to like see the bike getting mistreated, you know, like that would just be kind of a slap in the face. But oh well, I need to just be okay with it. I need to tell myself that it doesn't really matter, you know, because those kind of things are completely out of my control. I'm not gonna be in control of it once she leaves my possession, so it doesn't really matter, man. It doesn't. It's just gonna be really hard. She was my very first love, my first bike, man, and we had a good long 6 years together. It was great. We had a great time together. I got to know her real well. She took care of me, I took care of her. It was one hell of a relationship. I'm gonna be really sad to see her go. But I better go ahead and say bye, guys. I love you. Thanks as always for watching. Keep an eye out if I make any more announcements about Lola getting sold. Maybe you want to pick her up. Just remember, if you're interested, give me a comment down there in this section below. But as always, guys, you're awesome and I love you. Keep the shiny side up. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.